Welcome to Seeking Alpha's Wall Street Lunch, our afternoon update on today's market action, news, and analysis. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, October 28th, and I'm your host, Kim Kahn. Our top story so far, putting your money where your vote is. Robinhood is rolling out presidential election contracts today to a limited number of customers. The online broker app is offering contracts on Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump for the November 5th election. Robinhood says customers have to apply and meet certain criteria to be approved for an RHD account, which includes being a U.S. citizen and more. At the beginning of the month, a federal judge ruled in favor of betting marketplace Kalshi over the Commodities Future Trading Commission, paving the way for U.S. citizens to bet on election outcomes. In today's trading, the action is in the oil market, with crude futures down 6%. Concerns over supply disruptions eased after Israel's weekend strike on Iran steered clear of oil and nuclear infrastructure. Warren Pattison, head of commodity strategy at ING, says, the more targeted response from Israel leaves the door open for de-escalation, and the price action in oil this morning suggests the market is of the same view. Clearly, if we do not see some de-escalation, it would allow fundamentals once again to dictate price direction. And with a surplus market over 2025, that would mean that oil prices are likely to remain under pressure. Stocks are moving slightly higher to kick off the week, with the Dow doing the best among the major averages. All the S&P sectors are higher, with the exception of, surprise, surprise, energy, which is off more than 1%. Among active stocks, Boeing moved to raise cash as its machinist strike persists, with offerings that could total as much as $19 billion. It launched concurrent separate underwritten public offerings of 90 million shares of common stock with a par value of $5, which could raise nearly $14 billion based on Friday's close, and $5 billion of depository shares. Shares of ON Semiconductor lost an initial earnings pop and are under pressure after guidance. The company expects fourth quarter revenue to be between $1.71 billion and $1.81 billion, midpoint $1.76 billion, versus the consensus revenue estimate of $1.78 billion. Meanwhile, adjusted earnings per share are anticipated in the range of 92 cents to 104, midpoint 98 cents, compared to the consensus estimate of $1 per share. And Lightbridge is rallying after touting 3 technical papers presented at the Top Fuel 2024 conference in Grenoble, France. It says the papers further validate the enhanced safety and performance of Lightbridge fuel, particularly its improved performance under extreme conditions. The company said a study by MIT, which simulated the performance of Lightbridge fuel in NuScale small modular reactor, confirms the fuel operates at significantly lower temperatures compared to traditional fuel, with improved safety margins that can enable power uprate opportunities while maintaining safe operations. In other news of note, McDonald's is bringing back its Quarter Pounder to all restaurants in the coming weeks after having rolled out the beef patty for the recent outbreak of E. coli that left 1 person dead and dozens sick. Following analysis from the Colorado Department of Agriculture and other public health agencies, McDonald's confirmed that the source of the bacteria was in the slivered onions used solely in the Quarter Pounder and not from any other ingredient. The chain will return the menu offering, but without slivered onions on top. Cesar Pina, McDonald's chief supply chain officer for North America, said, the issue appears to be contained to a particular ingredient and geography, and we remain very confident that any contaminated product related to this outbreak has been removed from our supply chain and is out of all McDonald's restaurants. And in the Wall Street Research Corner, hedge funds have snapped up shares of the biggest of the mega-cap stocks this month, but aren't as confident as they have been in previous earnings seasons. 5 of the Mag 7 report earnings this week: Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Meta, and Microsoft. Tesla already impressed when it released numbers last week, burning shorts to the tune of $3.5 billion. Nvidia doesn't report until November 20th. But while hedge funds have been buyers of the group in October, the positioning is much lighter compared to first and second quarter earnings seasons of 2024. The group is net bought in October month to date, driven by short covers and to a lesser extent long buys. That's according to the Goldman Sachs FICC and Equities trading desk. From a positioning standpoint, however, the group's net allocation and long-short ratio are both well below the respective levels going into Q1 and Q2 earnings. Check out a chart of hedge fund positioning in these huge names in our story on Seeking Alpha. That's all for today's Wall Street Lunch. Look for links for stories in the show notes section. Don't forget, these episodes will be up with transcriptions at seekingalpha.com/WSB. And for a wealth of coverage on stocks and ETFs, go to seekingalpha.com/subscriptions.